Okay, this video is Home Buying Basics 101. So you're looking to buy a home, and everybody always tells this to me when they're looking to buy a house. Quite honestly, even if it's their 10th house and they're downsizing or something, is they say, Hesh, I haven't done this in a long time, or most people, first-time home buyers, are saying, Hesh, I've never done this before, so I have no idea what's going on. So this video is meant for you. Now, if you're a loan officer or a real estate agent watching, then you should take my information of how I present it to you and present it to your buyers like that. Super simple, super basic, but here's something for you. I remember years and years and years ago, see, I've wrestled, right? So you see, I got my shorts on, so here's Oklahoma State, that's Pistol Pete, of course, Wrestling Pete. That's me with my Oklahoma State stuff. This is my friend Marcus owns Strong Style MMA Gym, of course, home of Stipe Miocic, UFC heavyweight champ of the world, most decorated UFC heavyweight fighter ever. But anyways, so I remember years ago going to a wrestling camp at St. Edward High School. I was in junior high at the time, and St. Edward High School wrestling was the biggest high school in the nation, best in the nation. They're like top 5, top 10 still, but back then they were #1 constantly. And the name of the camp was Back to the Basics. And I was sitting here saying, I wanted to go learn all the fancy moves. But then what they taught me was the best of the best, stick to the basic stuff. That was when I was in junior high. And then of course, I went to Oklahoma State to wrestle, and I was coached by John Smith, a 6-time world champion, Kenny Monday, world and Olympic champion, Kenny Monday, world and Olympic champion, Kendall Cross, world and Olympic champion, all these wrestlers, my teammates, national champions all over the creation. What I learned there, it's all about the basics. So when I came into this industry, the mortgage industry, of course, instead of trying to find all these crazy secrets out about how do you get loans done and all this and that, here's the truth, everybody. It's just the basics. Basics, 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 okay? It starts with this. I showed it on a different video, but I'm going to show it again because at the end of the day, it's all the same anyways, and you got to, repetition is what wins, okay? It takes 3 things to buy a home. So if you're looking to buy a house, you want to get qualified. Number 1, it starts with your credit. My question to you is, what is your credit score? That's where it begins. It begins with your credit score, okay? So if you're watching this video right now saying, I want to buy a house, I don't have any idea what it takes, but how do I go about doing it? Step 1, what is your credit score? What is that number? Now, if you go to any of these online websites that you go to, I won't even name any of them like Credit Karma, but if you go to any of these online sites, any number they give you is not going to be the same number as a mortgage lender pulls, okay? But if it gives you some idea, a lot of people will say, Hesh, well, is Credit Karma or Score Watch or any of these places, are they close? Are they high? Are they low? They're all over the place, okay? There's no set formula of Credit Karma is 50 points lower than when I pull credit, or Score Watch is 30 points higher than what I pull. It doesn't work like that. It's just all over the place, okay? But you want to have some general idea. What is your credit score? It begins with your credit, and this is the reason why. And if you're watching me at home, write this down, okay? Credit determines if you can even get a loan. It starts with your credit. I don't want to hear about your job. I don't want to hear about your job history. I don't want to hear about how much money you make. I don't want to hear about how much money you've got. I don't care about anything. It starts with your credit. So if you're buying a home, Home Buying Basics 101, it begins with your credit. That's step 1, okay? What is your credit score? What is your credit history, okay? Credit scores go from 350 to 850. This is the range of credit scores. It's like 300 to 350. I quite honestly, I lose track a little bit, but I got news for you. If you're sitting down here anyways, whether you're 300, 350, or 400 or 450, you're not getting a loan, okay? This is the range of scores. Generally speaking, okay, generally, you want to try to be somewhere in the mid-6s, give or take a little bit, to have a reasonable, realistic shot on the planet Earth. Do I do loans for people in the 5s? Yes. But as that score goes down, the amount of money you need to have goes up dramatically, okay? You want to try to probably be in the mid-600s. It begins with your credit. That's my first question to you. How is your credit? And if you're sitting at home right now watching saying, well, my credit's terrible, this is horrible, I'm never going to buy a house, it's actually not true, okay? You want to begin by working on your credit. For example, you go to myfico.com. This is my favorite website, by the way. If I was to recommend a website, it would be this site here, myfico.com. That's the website of the Fair Isaac Corporation. They're going to give you copies of all 3 credit bureaus. You're going to have to pay money for it, But this to me is the best website there is, myfico.com. If you don't want to go to that website, then go to Equifax, Experian, or TransUnion, one of the 3 credit bureaus. So go to this website. Now this is if you need work on your credit. You say, Hash, my credit's terrible. I'm not going to qualify, whatever. Good, then you got to go to work on it. I'll give you this story really quick as a matter of fact. I'm going to write this down for everybody. 285/203, and then I'm going to write down 153/92. What are those numbers? Those are my cholesterol numbers. 4 years ago, I got my cholesterol checked. I was at 285 on the cholesterol, 203 on the bad cholesterol. They call that the LDL. This is what kills you. The LDL is what kills you, okay? By the way, the highest chart that I found was actually 120. I found a chart. Well, first of all, every chart on bad cholesterol caps out at 100. If you're over 100, it's like in massive red. It's like you're a walking heart attack. Oh my God. So naturally, when I was at 203, I was Googling any chart, anything I could find higher than 100. I was like, there has to be another chart out there. I found one chart that went up to 129. When you spend like all day and all night Googling everything on bad cholesterol, and the best you could find is that the worst of the worst means your heart's about to explode out of your chest with 129, and I'm sitting at 203. That's not good, okay? No different than somebody with bad credit. Hash, I've got bad credit, I'll never buy a house. Wrong. You've got to work on it. Over the last 4 years, I've worked on my diet, okay? I cut out red meat, I cut out pizza, I cut out potato chips. Not that I ate a lot of that stuff anyways, because it's not really my thing, but during football, if I'm watching football and stuff like that, I'll eat the junk. Well, I just got my cholesterol checked the other day. My cholesterol is 153, my bad cholesterol is 92. Look at the difference. How did I go from 203 to 92? Simple, one word. You wanna know what the word is? Work. Sometimes it gets hard to write sideways on these things. Work. It took work. I had the diet. When my friends have pizza at their house and they're like, Hash, come and eat pizza, you know what I would say? No. When my friends have apple pie, when they have candy bars and stuff like that, you know what I would say to them? No, I'm not gonna eat it. Because I knew it was gonna take work to get my cholesterol down. And I had a choice. I could either make difficult decisions, which are not always that fun and that good, but the result would be I have good numbers. When it comes to credit, it's the same thing. If you're sitting here watching me saying, Hash, my credit's terrible, good, go to work on it. And if you don't want to work on it, you want to stay where you are, well then stay where you are, that's fine, just don't complain about it. But if it's something you want to get to, and in 22 years of doing this job, I've seen people do this because it works, go to a website like this, get copies of all 3 credit bureaus, tighten up your belt, stop spending money on stupid things, take the free money you've got, and address the bad debt with the money you have. Become disciplined, make a commitment to doing it, and this is how you fix bad credit, okay? Bad credit's not bad credit forever, just like high cholesterol is not high cholesterol forever. Now, had I not done anything about it 4 years ago, these numbers would probably be even higher, and I'd be in a very high risk to have a heart attack. But I made a decision. I said, I'm not gonna have a heart attack. Well, I can't guarantee I'm not gonna have a heart attack, but what I can tell you is I'm gonna do everything I can to fight against it. I tightened down my diet, I got my numbers there. Home Buying Basics 101 starts with your credit, okay? After that, we start moving into other things, into income, into down payment money, how much money you need, but you gotta keep watching the videos I'm doing. It begins with your credit. Home Buying Basics of what does it take to buy a house starts with your credit. Pay attention to it, go to the websites for it, talk to different loan officers and lenders about it, and then get to work on it. And the biggest thing of all, I'm to tell you, it takes hard work. You gotta tighten up the belt, you gotta make tough decisions, you gotta come up with a budget, you've gotta cut out the junk. You know, if you're going to the movies on the weekends, you got to cut off the apps that you're spending money, Amazon, just buying stuff off your phone. All that garbage gets thrown out the window. Pay off the debt, get your credit fixed, take 1 or 2 or 3 years to get in line. That'll raise the credit score up. You want to realistically be in the mid-6s to have a reasonable chance. Now, God knows how many loan officers are watching. Hash, we go down to a 500. Good for you, okay? That's great. So do I, actually. A lot of lenders will say, we go down to 600. Good, I go down to 500, okay? But it's not free, it's not easy, okay? You've got to come up with a lot of money as that credit score goes down. What you need to pay attention to is work on the credit, get this thing up. Step 1 of buying a house, credit. Work on that, get it. Follow my other videos because I have videos over different topics and different aspects of everything. This is the credit side of buying a home.